and welcome my Aquarius collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and cross watchers. Welcome to your 8-card draw. What do I need shadow read for this full moon to new moon in May 2023? I am your reader, Mark Angelo Lyons, Mal for short. My initials, Professional Witch, Professional Intuitive, President of Drawing the Circle Productions since 1998. We just crossed our 25th anniversary on May 1st. Beltane, I am the author of Words of Grace from a Professional Witch. There is a Kindle version of it available. There is a link in the description box that you can click and preview the Kindle version, catching maybe a little flavor of some of the prayers, practices, and principles that have kept me going in business for these 25 years plus, because I learned a lot of this stuff before I started the company. The original version, though, the Fellini version compared to the Kindle version, well, some of my subscribers get that over on Patreon, patreon.com/drawingthecircle, my members-only subscription platform that allows me to do all sorts of cool stuff. Some of my subscribers of 8, I have 8 levels at this time of this recording: Seekers, Humans, Heroes, Angels, Witches, Immortals, Mystics, Gods, Goddesses is the top tier that gets everything. But all of my patrons, though they may not all get Words of Grace, the original version, which is quite colorful and rather beautiful, I think, but they do get 3 things in common, regardless of level of subscription. The extended readings, all the part 2s to the part 1s here on YouTube, past, present, and into the future. As long as they're subscribers, they get the daily check-ins. I send them an unlisted YouTube live stream link pretty much every morning so we can chat. Literally, they chat with me, talking about the day's astrological weather, the magical applications, the spiritual implications of said astrological weather, always ending with a prayer, a blessing, a little something, something to send us on our way, and it sets me up for the rest of my day, and that's why I do it every day. It's rare that I miss one. The third things all of my subscribers get in common is quite a lovely discount on private sessions with me, spiritual counseling and readings and all of that. And there's a video about that too, but we'll talk about that at the end, all the new stuff that's going on for Drawing the Circle. But if you feel so drawn, just go check the link. I'm doing a lot of cool stuff over there. We're doing a lot of cool stuff on there. My patrons doing some workshops, some in-depth stuff, a lot of exclusive material that no one else will get but them. But also a lot of advanced material, particularly with the new music. If you noticed in the shadow read for this one, we've got some new music by Janet Grace Alvarado. She's going to be doing all of our new music. They get to hear that first. It's so cool. I love Patreon, so click the link. Check it out. Come Patreon on Patreon, because I'm the Archangel of Lyons, Mark Angelo Lyons. We'll talk about archangels in a bit, but you can call me Mal. Hi. Hi. Doing this the day before the full moon in Scorpio, which we'll talk about in a minute, but let me address anybody new to the channel. We're going to do some explanation for the new Aquarians and cross watchers, particularly shadow work, and it begs some explanation, and then we'll get down to the divination that we're all here for, including me. I'm very here for it. An 8-card draw is just one card from 8 different decks, getting you clues, tips, and hints about absolutely anything. We're using these 8 cards to look at a waning moon phase, from the full moon in Scorpio to new moon in Taurus. It goes void, of course, and then into Gemini. We'll talk about it, so that you can release, let go. Now look, I'm going to say full moon, wait for 3 days after the full moon. When the moon rise at her peak, then ye heart's desire seek. That's why I do the 5-card draws. You could plant a seed at the new moon and help it grow, giving it that last push at full. So take a few days, all right? Relax, enjoy that full moon energy, and then begin the shadow work, the releasing, the letting go, the surrendering, the releasing of the 3 symbolic atoms in between lead and gold on the periodic table. I mean, there are 3 atoms in between lead and gold on the periodic table, but in the language of spiritual alchemy, that is really a great way to bring yourself into alignment, shadow work, any way you want to look at that, releasing, surrendering, forgiving for a 2-week period or so. Full to new. I'm a Virgo. I have it written down. The astrology. Full moon. This is tomorrow at the time of this recording. a full moon eclipse in Scorpio on a Friday, the day of Venus. That is just sounds like very bomb chicka wow wow to me. 1:34 p.m. Eastern time. I am in New York, and that is on Cinco de Mayo. So if tequila is involved, you kind of get what I'm talking about there. 2 weeks later, the new moon in Taurus, also on a Friday. Very, very powerful there. The Venus energy, a lot of love vibe. And there have been some romantic reads in this series so far. They may not all play out that way, but they're there. The new moon on the 19th of May goes into Taurus on that Friday. 11:53 a.m. goes void, of course, 1:51 p.m. And then goes into Gemini for the rest of the weekend, give or take, 2:48 p.m. So, really very powerful day to plant a seed, literally or symbolically. New moon in Taurus, second house dynamic life values. And then Gemini weekend, could go kind of wild. But in between those two dates of note, Venus goes into Cancer on the 7th of May, in case you got something going on in Cancer in that way. Mercury goes direct. Finally, it's been a nightmare, but it's been doable. I made my way through. Mercury goes direct 11:17 p.m. Eastern on the 14th of May. And this may be of interest. It is a square to your Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, whatever. Jupiter goes into Taurus on the 16th, which is wonderful, but, fixed Earth to your fixed air. It is a 90-degree angle called a square astrologically. So it's an interesting 2 weeks in between those two. But since things are entering and not retrograding, at least anything new going on in this 2 weeks, this should be hopefully simple, but maybe not so easy. Shadow work is rarely easy. If shadow work and healing and releasing was easy, we would have been in nirvana thousands of years ago. So, this is a general read. Please take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Check your other signs and cross-watchers. Heads up. Cross-watchers are welcome on my channel, but here's the tea. You have the opportunity to get some insight and understanding, some sympathy and some empathy for the Aquarians you are cross-watching for. And if you apply some of this to yourself, there are chakras involved, there's mantras, there's all sorts of cool stuff in these 8 cards about to hit the table. You will release, you will let go, you will forgive, you will surrender, whatever happens, whatever you want to call that process, so that you can weed the garden and plant a seed, metaphysically, literally, symbolically, and help it grow. And I'll have the 5-card draw reads up for that as well before then. So both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will, because even if you're a cross-watcher, you will be helping the Aquarian Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, and cross-watcher do their shadow work. Right? Shift from a leaded timeline to a more golden, from toxic to healthy, from pain to peace, from imprisonment to freedom, all of that stuff symbolically speaking over this 2-week period. So both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will. And I will do the best that I can to get the clarity, guidance, and grace to help everyone, whenever I can, to shift to a more golden timeline, because if one of us heals, all of us heal. And that's just how holographic unity works in this world. It doesn't look that way, but that's how it works. So all that explanation, which I'm glad to do for the new people, welcome. The shift into the divination that you're all here for, including myself, happens in the still point. And since you're fixed air, this is probably easier for you to catch than anybody else. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Here we go. Using the Caroline Myss archetype cards, I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine. For my beloved Aquarian, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross-watchers who are watching this video and who are guided and drawn to this reading, please, beloved pantheons of the divine, what is the dominant chakra in the 8th chakra hovering over the head of the Aquarius and or the cross-watchers, indicating the type of alchemy, shadow work being done, alchemizing the soul power from shadow to light, lead to gold, pain to peace, toxic to healthy, fear to love, poverty to prosperity, enslavement to freedom, that will change every electromagnetic field in every chakra underneath that, so they have the opportunity to no longer delay what cannot be prevented. In the shadow work for the Aquarius and the cross watchers, what's the dominant 8th chakra archetype? This new to full nature child. I think we've had other nature children. At least one. I know we had a lot of... Yeah, nature child. Gemini. See, that's interesting. Air to air. So you got any planets in Gemini or dealing with any of them? There you go. I have the nature child archetype. It is a survival family archetype. Sacred Contracts, Carolyn Mace, MYSS, she's a PhD. These are her cards, right? Everybody has the child archetype, but not everybody has the sub-pattern of the nature child. What's written on the card here is the shadow attribute, I call that the lead. The light attribute, I call that the gold. And here's the journey of the shadow work, the healing, and the releasing. Now, the shadow attribute of the native child, the nature child, is a nightmare. Tendency to abuse animals, people, and the environment, not great. There's a lot of pain there, right? The light attribute, friendship with animals, communication with nature spirits. That's how I live. I was raised in a garden, so to speak. Mom's a big gardener. And I am totally ready to get out in the garden, getting all this 25th anniversary stuff done. It took up a lot of my time. Like one 10-minute video took me like 5 hours to get ready. It was a lot. But I'm ready to get out there over these next 2 weeks. I'm just waiting for this full moon to get out there and start pulling some weeds, right? And start planting some seeds then at the new moon in Taurus, right? So symbolically or literally, I'm down with this one. So, you know, the child archetype, regardless of sub-pattern, is about safety and innocence. Just like a little kid, if they feel safe, they're ready to see things with new eyes, right? It's that innocent, ooh, what's this, right? But if they don't feel safe, it's sort of the lead. They will cower, they will hide, they will brat, they will tantrum, right? So the nature child, what would get somebody to abuse animals, right? Or the environment, or people for that matter, is a child in pain. So it's not like, oh, bad kid, bad, bad, bad. No. Hurt, not feeling safe. And I know a lot of nature children that get away, regardless of age. A survival family archetype is with you your entire life. The victim, the saboteur, the child, the victim, the saboteur, and the prostitute, the foundational survival family, which everybody has. I know a lot of nature children who just got to get away from people and go out into the woods to the beach. They live there practically. That's where they feel safe. Yeah. All right. The next 4 chakras down, we will use the Daughters of the Moon Tarot. The internal, the feminine energy, heart, third eye, crown dynamic, the world behind your eyes. Please take a nice deep breath. 3rd chakra, minimum, willpower, spit, swallow, or chew. It's all your choice to delay or not delay that which can't be prevented. Still point. Thank you. As I call upon my beloved goddesses of air, the sign of Aquarius, powers of the East, please, beloved goddesses of fixed, focused air, 1 card in clarity for my beloved Aquarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and their cross watchers who are watching this video and were guided to this reading. What's going on? Heart, third eye, crown, internal dynamic that the Aquarian collective needs to be aware of to alchemize that nature child from lead to gold, this full to new. Oh, it's an air card. The 6 of Blades. Now, the key word is manipulation, but 6s are about harmony and balance 9 times out of 10. So this is about seeing things differently. To manipulate your own mind. Now, let's be clear. That's mantra work. That's meditation. That's, all sorts of different things. Self-hypnosis, affirmations. But certainly, it's about trying to see things differently in a harmonious and balanced way. I mean, the word manipulation in and of itself is neutral. It depends on not what is being manipulated, but why. Yeah, right? So you know, a massage. You're letting down your boundaries and letting somebody manipulate your bone and muscle so you can relax and come into alignment. That's lovely. That's a physical example. Mental example, think, well, traditional Rider-Waite based tarot, the Six of Swords, going from choppy water to smooth water, but through a mental journey, a mental process of balance. This could be therapy, this could be counseling, this could be the rite of confession, which no spiritual tradition owns the rite of confession. That is what happens in therapist's office and between good friends in confidentiality. And certainly a balanced mind is indicated here, which is good. All right. Lower three chakras, the physical world, relationships in the physical world, including your relationship to yourself, which is why there are a couple of ways to read this card, particularly in a general read. One, it could be you looking at yourself from the outside, right? Just kind of seeing yourself horizontally. One is you from the inside, looking at people, places, and things in the world. In the masculine energy, the yang, right? But there can also be a lot of mirroring, and there are some good links in the description box, like the 7 Essene Mirrors workshop by Greg Braden. You spot it, you got it is very simplistic, and that's only the first mirror, called the Mirror of Now. So let's see what's going on in the masculine vibe here. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. As I call upon my gods, oh, there you are, my gods of air, the sign of Aquarius, thank you, powers of the East. One card in clarity, please, for the Aquarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers who are watching this video and are drawn to this reading. What's going on outside in, inside out, lower three chakra dynamic that the Aquarian collective and the cross watchers need to be aware of to help them alchemize nature child in the 8th, 6 of blades on the inner, oh, and Queen of Swords on the outer, the Aquarius card, fixed air, there you go. People might think I take too long to shuffle, but it's always the right card, right? That's the T. That's the agreement I have. It's like, I will do this, but just leave the right card in my hand. So look, air and air. I mean, the Aquarius fixed air. You just can't beat it. For an Aquarian read, I would say this is you from the outside looking in and coming into mental balance, perhaps connecting to nature, getting grounded, right? Because the mind, right? Always, well, so much going on to get grounded, to connect to nature and get that heart open, right? To get that root chakra firmly planted. Very, very powerful stuff here. Particularly the effect that not just nature has on you, but perhaps the effect that you could have on nature, right? Communicating with nature spirits may sound like fairy tale land, but not for witches. Right? Weather magic is kind of sort of the survival magic for millions of years. Oh, that's a bit much, right? Right? So, you know, just saying, as you kind of bring this child into the gold within you, this could have a really wonderful healing, balancing effect, not just on your mind, but in your environment. Because Aquarius energy, 11th house dynamic, is about humanitarianism, how your creativity interacts with the world, and any shadow work you can do anytime, regardless of waxing or waning moon, is going to up your gold quotient. Never said those words before. Wow. To not just keep you grounded, but so that you can release in a way that helps maybe create a little less pollution on the planet, a little more health in the ecology, but definitely needing to ground that into the root chakra, not just have the thoughts and the ideas, but bring it into action with innocence. That's lovely, like a child would. A child that feels safe and loved would. It's tricky, inner child work. All right. So let's remove some obstacles with the whispers of Lord Ganesh, the Hindu elephant-headed god of success, prosperity, and remover of obstacles who I've been cultivating a relationship with since I started the company, Drawing the Circle Productions Incorporated, 1998, because I started working with the Ashaya monks, and I took all 5 spheres, ISHAYA. Check them out. Please take a nice deep breath. Because I love Ganesh. Still point. using the Whispers of Lord Ganesha by Angelo Hartfield. I call upon the beloved Lord Ganesh, God of success, prosperity, and remover of obstacles. Please, beloved one card in clarity for the Aquarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers who are watching this video and were drawn to this reading. Please, beloved ones, what is your guidance? Beloved one, beloved Ganesh, what is your guidance, your grace, your love, your wisdom, your power in your oracle message to help the Aquarians alchemize the nature child from lead to gold? Six of Blades on the inner, their card. Aquarius, Queen of Swords on the outer, fixed air. This full to new. Sustenance. I don't know that we've had this card before. Sustenance. I mean, we know what literal sustenance is. Food, usually. But what does it take to sustain? Got a nice bowl of fruit going on there. I love elephants. I do. Though I am a lion. Lions and elephants usually get along pretty well. Oh, not a very long one either. Sustenance. Enjoy the nourishment that life can give you. You are in a time of abundance where there is more than enough to support and nourish your desires. Ganesha encourages you to appreciate all the blessings, treats, gifts, friendships, and love surrounding you now. And that is a mental process, right? Because it's saying, recognize it, right? Cognize means to understand. Recognize means to re-understand, right? Appreciate all the blessings and stuff. That's great. Nourishing your soul can mean finding interesting, exciting, and stimulating ways to experience life. This is a time to learn, grow, and change. It can also mean that refusing to create, experience, and grow can be detrimental to you. So, the fears that we have about that stuff, that mental stuff, right, can certainly get in the way. But this can also very much be a card of focus with the Queen of Swords and with that balance on the inner. Only you can truly know what your soul desires. It is essential to find ways to understand and do something about your needs. This means listening to your inner dreams, hopes, and wishes. On occasion, it may mean acting in ways contrary to what others expect or hope from you. Sustenance. Now, obviously, like I said, there is the physical part of that. But what really sustains us is by following, I don't want to say the dictates of the soul, but the authenticity of the soul, right? To see things from a higher place. That's why I love Aquarians. I've dated so much, so many of them. I'm Leo rising, so they're in my 7th house, right? Always drawn to them. Freaks. But fixed air like the stratosphere. Aquarians don't just pull back, they pull up. They go up into the satellites, right? To see things from that 11th house stratospheric fixed air point of view. So really take this into consideration. What is it that sustains your soul? Well, your soul is immortal, everything. It is sustainability. But if you take that word into the physical world, like sustainable fill in the blank, right? In terms of ecology, in terms of nature, like sustainable energy sources and sustainable, this and that and the other. It's such a big conversation that's been going on for a while. And, I want to say hopefully we're not too late with all this stuff. But where there's a witch, there's a way, right? We can always jump a timeline to something better and take everyone we love with us, everyone in resonance with us. That's what shadow work do. Interesting. So a nature child, removing obstacles with sustenance. Let's get you a Matt Kahn healing mantra card to help you over the 2 weeks. I say this every Aquarian read pretty much. Fixed air, fixed thought, right? Mantras, chanting, all that, affirmations, anything that you can focus your mind on. I think the air signs in general have better luck with that stuff. Again, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, depends. Mileage may vary. But let's ask the Ascended Masters of Survival for the survival family archetype of the nature child. Please take a nice deep breath. What was that? It sounded like a whale. I'm in the woods in Long Island. Still point. There we go. Oh, my beloved Ascended Masters of Survival. Please, one card in clarity for the Aquarian Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers who are watching this video, and perhaps you guided to this reading. What is the perfect healing mantra they need to alchemize the lead to gold of the nature child archetype in the 8th chakra? 6 of Blades, manipulation, though a neutral word. Queen of Swords, fixed air, the Aquarian card on the outer, with Lord Ganesh suggesting that that obstacles are being removed via their own finding and utilizing sustenance, so they can sustain this and do the alchemy that's full to new. Sharing shame. When I share my deepest pain, I give myself permission to be. That is the rite of confession. Right? And, you know, I always say do it in prayer first, right? Go to your gods, your higher power, start there. And then they will bring you, usually, people that you can confess that to. I will read this from the Bookie Book. The rite of confession, very throat chakra dominant, and, you know, that's the choice. Spit, swallow, or chew are the 3 speeds of the throat chakra, in my experience. So let's see what Makan has to say of his experience with sharing shame. When I share my deepest pain, I give myself permission to be. Now, with the Aquarius card here, that looks like authenticity. Right? Giving myself permission to be. When shame is shared, cycles of victimhood are permitted to heal as you find the courage to speak your truth. Since abuse and neglect can only be perpetuated in silence, it is your willingness to step forward and share your life story that helps transform each wound and inspire others to be set free. So there is a communicative aspect to this, but this could easily be done in therapy and counseling. Just make sure it's in a sacred context. The difference between gossip and confession is confidentiality, honoring the boundaries, right? Once your shame is shared, you're able to honor yourself with the heightened encouragement, worthiness, and validation that you deserve to receive. This mantra is ideal for revisiting past traumas, expressing your inner child. You got the child archetype in the nature sub-pattern. And finding self-acceptance, allowing yourself to be. It's like, I've been dragging this around my whole life. My channel is 18 and over, right? Although people consider 18-year-olds children, but whatever. We've all been incarnating on this planet so many times. So, you know, there's a huge opportunity for you to sustain here by sharing. Right? It doesn't have to be on social media. It could be with a good friend, but make them not just promise, vow to the gods to keep it secret, keep it safe until you're ready to go public. Because maybe your story is exactly that story that turns it around for somebody else. Maybe someone close to you, maybe someone you'll never meet. You never know. Pow. 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 Let's ground this a little bit with the Divine Animals Oracle by Stacy DeMarco. Everyone has spirit animals and totems around them all the time. They do shift, you know, here and there. I mean, obviously circumstances and mileage may vary, but they're here to help. But, you know, got to ask their help. So it's nice to know who to, particularly for a nature child, who to connect with. Please take a nice deep breath. Who's already there? Still point. As I call upon the spirit animals and totems. For the Aquarian Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers who are watching this video and who are drawn to this reading, please, who walks with them, who swims with them, who flies with them, who crawls with them, offering them the guidance, the grace, the wisdom, the power, the support, the protection, and the oracle message to help them alchemize the child archetype from lead to gold in the 8th, 6 of Blades on the inner, Queen of Swords on the outer, removing obstacles with sustenance, and sharing their shame. That's full to new. This card has been coming up over and over and over again. It's the horse. I think this is the 3rd time the horse has come up. I just did it before. Where did I see it? Yep, Capricorn had it. Where else was the horse? I write them down because no, this one really has shown up. Well, some of if the word freedom is in it, because that's the key word, freedom. Leo has it. Your opposite sign. That's interesting. And I know I saw it here somewhere else. It's just my mother always said I have the handwriting of a doctor, which means fucking illegible. Okay, so freedom. I have read this so many times this past week that I'm starting to take it a little personal. That's not a bad thing. I'm Leo rising too. So, what number is that? Card number 24. I feel like I've read this. Like, this, are they trying to drive a point home to me personally here? Card number 24, the horse. Freedom is the key word. To be truly free, we must learn true independence. Trust yourself, as listening to people who may have other agendas is not a good way to make a good, clear decision. Individuation from our parents is a natural process, although it is often fraught with difficulty on both sides. Now, I find that interesting, because I've told you I'm reading for adults, but it's a nature child. So parents, take if that's literal for you. Only you can know that in a general read. But you know, parenting has a larger context. Like even George Washington in the United States, father of our country, right? The mother of this, the father of that, and Mother Earth, right? Gaia. Interesting. Your true power resides in your ability to always know you have a choice, and it is yours to make. We all have free will. But every choice that we make shifts us to an either golden or leaded timeline. Not that there's only two. There's a whole infinite array in the quantum web of it all. I'm going to read you the horse magic, as I've done over and over in this series. Horse magic is profoundly free and powerful. To ride a horse at full gallop is to experience a sacred bolt of the most primal liberty. When you are feeling trapped or small, expand your field by calling for their energy. There's also a long history in physical and mental healing with horse energy, yeah. And this can be used when you are ill or unstable. Horse energy invokes a calm and solid presence and can be used to quiet your spirit if you are feeling disturbed or triggered. Roy Rogers. Horse magic is also an expression of trust. A powerful horse could go anywhere it wants, yet it is willing to be led. A person trusts the horse to be sure-footed, leap, and run away from danger, while the horse trusts the human to be its partner, to not hinder, to take care of it, to guide it. It can be a very deep bond if you allow it to be. If you're ever doubting yourself or feeling trapped, engage some horsepower, expand your field by calling for their energy. I mean, but it looks like the trap here, if anything, would probably be mental, or you're working your way through that. So, you know, that thing, you know, share your pain, share it to someone that you know you can trust. There's definitely an element of freedom there, because we often see things through the eyes of the wounded child, right? And yeah, the nature child in the shadows, obviously some pain going on there. But if you are really at home in nature, whatever way, shape, or form that comes to you, that makes sense that can connect you with that horse energy, right? That galloping, that freedom. But like it said, do not pay that much attention to other people's opinions or point of views about this, because only you know the song of your soul, so to speak. You with me? Good. Okay, we got 2 cards left, and the next one is my new favorite. I hate to have favorites among the members of the Drawing the Circle Productions divinatory staff. Oh, feline intervention. The cats are awake. The Archangel Fire Oracle. Alexandra Wenman, Findhorn Press. Everyone has access to archangels. Your higher self is essentially a guardian angel that belongs to a club, a family, called an archangel. So think of like an ark, like Noah, of angels. It's just which one you want to call to. Who's helping you with this? Please take a nice deep breath. Oh, still point. As I call upon the beloved pantheon of archangels for the Aquarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers watching this video and drawn to this reading, please, who is the archangel waiting in the wings with their wings ready to fly in and help them do this shadow work at their request, at their prayer, at their polite and loving call or invitation, to help the Aquarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers alchemize the child archetype in the 8th, 6 of blades on the inner, Queen of swords on the outer, removing obstacles with or for sustenance, good way to say that, sharing shame, for freedom with that horse magic, this full to new. It's my Archangel Ariel, yay, the Archangel of Lyons, Archangel, then you can call me Mel, oh my goodness, she hasn't shown up in a while. I mean, she's awfully powerful, which means Maya herself is a holographic piece of an Archangel, and then it goes up through the choirs. Ariel is also one of the virtues. It's a long story. Oh, I would read you this entire chapter, but I won't. Ready? The key word for Ariel, strength of heart. Courage, perhaps. Ariel is the head of the nature angels. Nature child. Ariel is the head of the nature angels. So she is connected with the fairies and elementals. The steel babbies. Twitch, I heard her. I'm a witch. What do you want? Yeah, we free men, Terry Pratchett, check it out, Tiffany Aiken, get yourself a nice cast iron frying pan and have at it. She watches over all the plants and animals and helps encourage us to care for our environment, also known as the Lioness of God. Ariel can shore up your courage and inner strength. She is especially good at helping you stand up for your beliefs and values. And to look out for the underdog, which is certainly needed during this time of great awakening, have you noticed? Ariel can help to neutralize fears as she shores up your inner resolve, giving you personal strength when you need it most. She can shield you from vexatious people and situations, and will gently but firmly help you say no, or to move away from experiences that may be disempowering for you, maybe getting you back to nature, back to the garden. Yes, I have the song in my head too. We are stardust. Or even potentially involve bullying or aggression, like the dignified forest nymph she is represented by her oracle card. She can infuse you with stamina, heroism, I'm in, and noble defiance in the face of life's challenges. The message: have courage and faith in yourself and your beliefs. I will help you stand up for yourself and defend anyone who needs your strength of heart. Fabulous. Now again, there's a Leo influence there. Leo is your opposite sign, but coming from that Aquarian place, it is sort of Justice League, if you sort of get that. I mean, you know, Ariel's a very powerful archangel. I mean, my life has not necessarily been easy, but it has been simple. Simple need not imply easy. You know, like heal. One word, simple. Love yourself. Oh, 2 words, right? But that process to keep going, right? For that healing heart, that strength to persevere. I just love her. I just love strength of heart. Oh, heart-centered. Gotta dig it. Ready for your last card down? Let's get it. The Blessed Bee. The Blessed Bee Oracle, Lucy Cavendish, the gold hidden within the lead until you do the alchemy, the hidden blessing that's already in play. And you can also see it as a light at the end of the tunnel, giving you a little clue, tip and hint, a little inspiration to call you forward, some carrot instead of the stick, as it were, particularly with the horse on the table. So at the end of, I'm going to get the card, I'm going to read it from the book. The prayers are amazing. At the end of that is the end of the reading, but I'm going to talk about Drawing the Circle Productions and what is already going on, actually, since May 1st, Beltane 2023. And hang out and chat if you want. Usually goofy flies out of my mouth, particularly after a rather powerful read like this. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. As I call upon the pantheons of all pantheons, please, beloved ones, one card in clarity for the Aquarian Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and Crosswatchers, a delegation from all traditions, lineages, and cultures for the Aquarians and the Crosswatchers. Please reveal what is the hidden blessing, the gold within the lead, should they do their best and alchemize this nature child archetype in the 8th. Light at the end of the tunnel, 6 of blades on the inner. Manipulation, remember, that's a neutral word. The Queen of Swords, the Aquarius card on the outer. Ganesh removing obstacles with sustenance, sharing shame, the healing mantra, giving themselves permission to be by sharing their deepest pain, which of course would bring freedom with that horse magic, and the help of Archangel Ariel there with an empowered, strengthened, loving heart, particularly to stand up for themselves as needed, to draw a line in the sand and say, no, this is what I believe, and I have to protect that innocence, that nature child in my heart. What's the hidden blessing? The gold within the lead for the Aquarians and the Crosswatchers. Last card down, this full to new. A blessing on your day. Oh, a blessing on your day. Now, I think that's more than one day, right? But look, she's hugging a tree. You tree huggers. I'm a tree hugger. Well, at least they're more reliable. Yeah. And remember, one acorn planted deeply in fertile soil will create a tree that will shed billions of acorns over its life cycle. So that's lovely. Card number 5. Oh, blessing on your day. Santi Tanta. Alright, I love these blessings. Like I said, I do these for real. It ends with the words blessed be. It's not terribly long, but I'll add my own little blessing to that at the end, and then we'll chat if you want to hang for a bit. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Pantheons of all pantheons, please transmit, use me. Here we go. A blessing on your day. A blessing to bring awareness, to shape and set the energy of the day, and to frame it with light and the possibilities of healing, adventure, and gratitude. May your soul feel called by the song of the day. May the day be gentle and good, clear and sure, filled with grace and gentle reminders of your own divinity, nature child. May the people you meet this day show generosity of spirit, be hospitable and welcoming and open and candid in all of their dealings, which means no lying. May the sky be filled with blue and white. May the green beneath your feet be solid and soft to walk upon. May the rain fall soft and nourishing, and the trees whisper to you the secrets that you need to know. It's very nature child. May any challenges you encounter find an answering strength and courage within you. And when you come to your rest in the night, may you remember the many blessings the day held and account for them with the gods and be thankful for each of them, no matter how small. Blessed be. For the well-being of all, with harm to none, including the animals and the plants and the planet, as we will it. So let it be done. So motivating. And so it is. All that music. Hear it in my head now. So I started doing that as soon as I do that third knock. Do you like the reading? Do you like the music? Thank you, Jenna Grace. Hit the thumbs up, like the video, it shifts the algorithm, as does subscribing, as does commenting, as does hitting the notification bell. And this would help, I would think, if you did so. Other Aquarians and Crosswatchers find this read for their freedom, right? It's just such a beautiful read, very touching. But we don't have algorithms and logarithms over on Patreon. No, you sign up for one of my levels of subscribers, Seeker, Human, Hero, Angel, Witch, Immortal, Mystic, God, Goddess. You get everything that has been on the platform since the day I started, moving into the future, as long as you are a subscriber. All of my subscribers, remember, get 3 things. They get the extended reads, they get the daily check-ins, and they get a rather lovely discount just by being a subscriber. $3 seeker, you get the same discount if you're a $20 God Goddess, pay me per month. Yeah, come click the link, come Patreon on Patreon for sure. But also there is a video that I made one for the 25th year anniversary, doing the general what's going on in the company. I did the Patreon video, the new welcome intro for May 2023. And I did, it's no longer booking a reading with Mel, folks. It's now booking private sessions with Mel, which includes not just readings, but spiritual counseling and maybe someday hands-on healing again if I ever take an office or decide to take it on the road. Lots of links in the description box. I am a spiritual teacher, a mystical artist, and I have a very, very dear Aquarian friend of mine who works so hard, and he's not from Long Island, he's from the Midwest and grew up on a farm, right? Grew up with that. One of my dearest friends. He's such a hero. He's such a dear, good friend. And I love Aquarians. So I really want this for him. I want this for him, and I want it for you too. Because who hasn't got their shame to share? And I hear confessions all the time. Really, the spiritual counseling I do more than anything else, because it's not always clients, it's friends, it's family of friends and friends of family coming to me. And that's why, go check out what I'm offering there. Half Hour of Power. Check that out. Yeah, that's a thing. I only released that publicly. I've been doing it for years for clients. Yeah, go check it out. But most importantly than all of this promotional stuff, right? I'm making a living the best I can, as most people are. But that you are worthy of what that innocence in your heart wants here. It's just freedom, right? It's freedom to do what you came here to do in this life, to receive the sustenance and remove the blockages in your life. And with Archangel Ariel, she's amazing. Just go say hi, call her in. And may you have certainly a sequence, a series, maybe 14 blessings on your day. One for each day of this waning moon, from full moon to Scorpio to new moon in Taurus. I love you, Aquarians. The zodiac, I love you. I have so many of you as friends. So from my heart to yours, from my soul to yours, thank you so much for watching. Wishing you the very best and the very blessed of this shadow work. You can do this. Heal, hail, farewell, and blessed be.